Hidden symbols you never noticed in famous paintings. Most people look at famous paintings and think they've understood them in seconds: faces, colors, composition, maybe a historical name attached. But many of the world's most iconic artworks were designed with layers of meaning hidden in plain sight. Some are religious codes, some political warnings, and some are personal messages from the artist that went unnoticed for centuries. In today's episode, we're pulling back the surface to explore hidden symbols you never noticed in famous paintings. Start with one of the most analyzed paintings in history, Mona Lisa. At first glance, it's just a woman with a faint smile. But look closer and you'll find subtle distortions in the background landscape. Some art historians believe the winding rivers and bridges are not random, they reflect real Italian geography, possibly encoded to represent movement between life and death, or even Leonardo's fascination with fluidity and time. Her smile itself is another mystery. It shifts depending on where you look, an early demonstration of optical illusion techniques. Some researchers suggest this was intentional, designed to make the viewer constantly question what is real. Now move to the Last Supper. Beyond the obvious biblical scene, the painting is structured with mathematical precision. The apostles are grouped in sets of 3, symbolizing the Holy Trinity. But what sparked centuries of debate is the arrangement of hands, food, and gestures that seem to form hidden symbols of betrayal and silence. Some interpretations even suggest musical patterns encoded in the spacing of bread and hands. Though controversial, it shows how deeply people continue to search for meaning in Leonardo's composition. Then there is the birth of Venus. While it appears as a mythological celebration of beauty, the painting subtly reflects Renaissance philosophy. Venus stands on a shell, representing divine birth, but her pose is based on classical statues of modesty. The wind gods on the left are not just decorative, they symbolize the breath of life pushing beauty into the world. Even the colors carry meaning: soft blues for purity, pale skin tones for idealized divinity, and flowing hair representing uncontrolled natural force. Jump forward in time to American Gothic. Often mistaken as a simple portrait of a farmer and his daughter, it is actually a commentary on American rural identity during economic hardship. The pitchfork is not just a farming tool, it visually echoes the shape of the man's face, reinforcing rigidity and discipline. The expressions are intentionally stern, reflecting a culture of endurance rather than warmth. Many viewers miss that it was originally meant as both admiration and satire of Midwestern values. Now look at surrealism, the persistence of memory. The melting clocks are often interpreted as a symbol of dream logic, but Dali was specifically exploring the instability of time under modern physics. The soft forms contrast with a rigid landscape, suggesting that time is not fixed but collapses under perception. Even the strange creature in the center is thought to be a distorted self-portrait, suggesting identity itself is as unstable as time. Finally, step into the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, the creation of Adam. Most people focus on the nearly touching fingers of God and Adam. But some researchers argue the surrounding shape of God's cloak resembles a human brain, possibly symbolizing the gift of intellect being passed to humanity. Whether intentional or not, it reflects a powerful Renaissance idea that divinity and human consciousness are deeply connected. What makes these hidden symbols so fascinating is not whether every interpretation is correct, but that they continue to exist. Centuries later, we are still decoding, still questioning, still finding new meanings in works that were never meant to be fully understood in a single glance. Because in great art, nothing is ever just what it seems.